accidental gangster. You know, folks, I know you all love hearing gangster stories. And I don't understand the fascination for it, but maybe I could. All right? But, I am a gangster, a mobster, but I'm also a businessman. I had several businesses, and I was successful at most of them. And I'm going to tell you the story today of how to overcome hurdles. There's Cindy. How are you? Great to see you. Got Cindy here. Who else we got here today? All right, some early people. Let's be patient, folks. So let's get some people here. For those of you who don't know, I am on TikTok, and I'm actually doing very well there. Starting to learn slowly every day. There's Mandy. Okay, we got Mandy, Cindy. Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to do really well, understanding it. I I go live over there. I get 150, 200 people. Good morning, Jennifer. How are you? Voice comes up green. I love that there. All right. Uh, but I want to tell you folks about hurdles because, especially now at this time, I'm getting a lot of comments from a lot of people. All right. And wanting help, wanting advice, how to succeed. A lot of people are going through very bad times right now, and it doesn't seem like it's going to get better. No matter what you do. I went to the grocery store today. Folks, you buy 3 or 4 items in a grocery store today, and you're going to spend $30 to $40. I mean, how can people afford these prices? And the price of gas it just keeps going up. This war is not going to end soon, okay? I don't see that port opening up. They're trying to put a deal together again. Give me a break. I can't deal with the government, and I don't enjoy talking about it. But today, I want to tell you folks a story. It's my life story, part of it. Back in the 60s and 70s in Rome, New York, my cousin and I was in the insurance business, he was in the real estate business, and we started buying and selling properties. We were actually renting apartments out, so forth, and I was reading the comments, sorry. And we acquired quite a bit of real estate. We built a development of 64 homes on some property that I found from one of my clients in the insurance business. We were doing quite well. And then I decided I wanted to move to California. That was in 1971. Oh, good. Yeah. And, oh, I'm going to get to the comments in a moment, folks. But let me tell you this story because you want to hear it. Okay, I moved out here with my wife and my daughter. I only had my daughter at the time. And we lived out in the valley. And I was working for the Prudential Insurance Company. Our offices were on Sunset Boulevard here in Los Angeles. However, the real estate that we all had, my cousin was doing different things, not paying bills. We owed the bank over $1 million. It's a lot of money back then. I'm talking about an awful lot of money. And folks, when you come in here, please subscribe, like, do all those good things, and help me build my channel. I appreciate it. Okay? I just got a text from somebody said they hit the subscribe button and it's not working. So I don't know what's going on. Okay? We got Steve over in Ireland. Steve, next Sunday I'm going to be doing interview in Scotland, right next door to you. Okay? Uh, so look out for that there. Uh, so I had to come back. My cousin, I had him renting out my house. He had a guy living there, a family living there, who bounced 4 checks on him. My cousin wasn't doing nothing. So I had to get back there to straighten things out. And thank God that we had a house uh, in a little town called Turin, right outside of Rome, New York, in the cul-de-sac. It was a nice 3 bedroom ranch home, you know. Uh, and I had to put food on the table every night. And I ran into a guy from a combined group of insurance companies. I ran into him in a diner. And he told me how I could make $100 a day cash and put it in my pocket. I had to go to school for 2 weeks in Boston. And that's when I discovered who Napoleon Hill is. The book Think and Grow Rich. Okay? And we were required to read this book. Folks, when I read this book, I thought to myself, I said, man, this guy's great. He's talking about things that I've already been doing. Okay? All the principles in here, I was doing them, but I didn't know what the names of them were. Okay? He gives names to the different principles. And trust me, they work. So if you haven't read Think and Grow Rich, I strongly urge each of you to get this book. Anyways, we went back to New York after school, and I did fairly well there. And then came the time I had to leave them because I wanted my own agency. And I got a company called Franklin United Life Insurance out of Garden City, Long Island. And the president of the company came down to Utica, New York to meet me. And from the moment we met, this guy and he became my mentor. His name was George Grogan. Awesome guy. Awesome story. And I became very successful. He gave me Oneida County. Now, one of the products they had was the credit life and accident and health insurance. That when you buy a car, you go to the bank, take out a loan, they offer you that there. If you get sick, the payments are made. If you die, the loan gets paid off. So anyhow, uh, and I was selling that to automobile dealers. And then I discovered there was a problem. The problem was, you know, was their finance penetration. For example, an automobile dealer might be selling 100 cars a month, but only financing 20 of them. So now I created a way where I started a school. I owned a old schoolhouse building, actually, I did. And I made half of it a school. See, I'm the guy now that's responsible when you go into a car dealership. Okay? The biggest money making center in an automobile dealership today is the finance insurance department. And that's big. That's where uh, they call them salesmen. I call them demo guys. The guy who shows you the car. You like the car, he takes you for a ride in it, makes you drive it, gets back to the dealership, and then he introduces. He'll say the guy's my manager, my finance guy, whatever. They had different names, my business manager. But there'll always be some manager in there. Now this is the guy who's going to sit you down at his desk. Nice guy. You're going to like him. All right, you're going to negotiate on the price of the car, and then he's going to put the credit, life, and A&A. Then he's going to sell you a warranty. Then he's going to sell you an alarm system if the car don't have it. Then he's going to sell you the rust proofing, the sealant, the interior protection. All right, they got so many things that your payment will go from 300 a month. All right, he'll tell you it's only be $2 a month, $20 a month more. All right, before you know it, you're paying 450, 500 a month. Okay, for a bunch of stuff that you didn't need, and you can blame me for that. There, I happen to be in right now looking for a car, and these dealers, the first thing they want, when can you come to take a ride? I ain't going to no dealership. I did go to one last week. I went to a Ford dealership, Galp and Ford, and folks, the hassle. And I told these guys, I know more about this industry than you do. I created it, okay? But they don't listen. They got their own method they go through, all right? Like on a car loan, okay? There's a difference between the buy rate and the cap rate, okay? What is the cap rate? The cap rate is the interest that the bank is charging the dealer. And then there's the interest they charge you. For example, let's say the bank gives them a quote based upon your credit. All right, they could loan the car dealer to give it to them at 6 points. That dealer is going to turn around, add a 2 or 3 points, and tell you what a great deal he got for you at 8 or 9%. And you're going to be happy. But that difference is an awful lot of money that the dealer is going to be making in addition to the sale of the car. Oh my God, somebody hit me with $10. All right, Wanderer. There's my girl. How are you, honey? Great. Thank you, Wanderer. Appreciate that there. Folks, if you got a few extra bucks, help the channel out, support me like Wanderer just did, hit that thanks button. But anyways, folks, that's the business I created. The thing is how I created that business. You see, I was leasing a car, a Ford. My wife was driving a car that her father gave to her, a 1965 Chevy. And my wife was a school teacher. She was teaching school. Thank God. So we had some income coming in. You know what I mean? And I created this business called the Ori Agency. In my cellar, I put up a desk and a phone right next to the washer and dryer in my cellar of the home. Okay? And uh, then I started making appointments. Well, George Brogan, I had Oneida County, but he saw how good I was doing, but he couldn't give me any more with the any more going outside of Oneida County. So he came to me. He said, "Ori, I know you're a hustler. You want to do better. You, in order for you to grow, you're going to have to go to another insurance company. As much as I'm going to miss you, all right, I want you to be successful." This was a real mentor, and all right, what he does. And so I found a company out of Battle Creek, Michigan, called People's Home Federal. And the president of the company was Dick Sikora. The vice president was Dick Leamy. And they signed me up. They wanted me. I became their golden boy because I spread through New York just like so quick. Okay. But one day I was going out. I had appointments in Kingston, New York. And I'd leave my driveway in my Ford. I was behind payment. And they had the road blocked off. They repossessed my car. That's a big hurdle. Now I got no car. But I got to get to Kingston because I got clients. I got no money in my pocket. So what do? I walk a few miles to the school where my wife taught, and I took her car. Then I took a check and I went. I had a friend that was a banker. I went in and I gave the check to him. He'd give me the cash, and he would hold the check from a Monday until Friday. Because every Friday, boom, I make some money and I was able to cover the check. All right, see, and why am I telling all these stories? You have to think about all these hurdles and how do you get over it. All right, whether you're a gangster, gangsters got to do it every day too. So it's a real thing for all of us. This is just not a gangster thing. Okay, this is for all of us, every one of us, because we all got hurdles, and a lot of people get afraid and they don't know how to get over those hurdles. All right, the first thing you got to do is let go of any fear that you have. All right, a lot of people have fear of things. Okay, look at folks, the worst fear of all is death. And don't fear that. Why do I say don't fear that? Because it's going to happen to each and every one of us, no matter what we do, no matter who you are. There's just no way. When that man upstairs calls, then we're leaving. And that's the way it is. So don't fear nothing, folks, because you want to do better for yourself, for your family, and for the world. You can do it. I did it. Not once, not twice, but several times I did it. Okay? I was making a lot of money. I grew that business to over, you're talking late 60s, early 70s, several $1 million a year I was doing. Folks, I was on top of the world. Okay, I was on planes flying all over, training people. Insurance companies started sending me people to train. Folks, it was just something that I started with $0. $0 by floating a check at a bank and going on the road to sell. Using that money for hotels and to eat. Alright? If I'm able to do it, you can do it too. We all can do it. And right now, we all are facing hurdles in our life that we have to overcome. And we're all in the same boat here. How do we put food on the table? Prices are high. Everybody wants to bitch. Well, we gotta make more money. And here I am. I'm 81 years old. Made a lot of money. I blew a lot of money. I had two federal indictments, two state indictments. And I overcame that. I went to prison. I did my time. And I come out, and here I am at the age of 81, and I'm still getting over hurdles. Don't think just because I live in a one-bedroom apartment here in Beverly Hills that I got billions of dollars. Okay? I don't. Thank God, my Social Security, my VA, I'm able to pay my bills. But folks, where I used to have money left over, I don't anymore. And you're all having the same problem. We're no different. And what's creating this here, I don't want to get into it because then I got to get into politics. But you all know why we're here. You all know why we're paying high prices. So we know that those people in Washington, D.C. are not going to do a damn thing for us. They haven't yet. They're not about to. And if they do something, you better believe there's going to be a big catch to it. Okay? I just saw somebody posted if the Democrats want to win, they should give $2,500 to everybody. Well, look at, I told you yesterday, I told you the day before, I'm going to tell you again. I believe that Trump is going to come out and give that $2,000 stimulus. He's going to make it like a wonderful thing he's doing. Okay? He's going to do it sometime next month, September, early October. You know why he's going to do it? To try to get votes for the GOP for the midterms. Yeah. See, that's going to be his way to buy you. He's not buying me, folks. Okay? I know we ought to use an extra $2 grand in our pocket right now. Can't you? Bet you be happy to have it. How long is it going to last you? Not long. It won't last you long. So don't think that these stimulus checks that they try to buy our votes with. And that's nothing, that's all that they're trying to do, and that's what they're trying to accomplish. Because they know the average American citizen is not too bright and they're easy to buy. Because they're buying people all day long. We have governments, other governments, lobbyists buying our politicians off that own lock, stock, and barrel every politician in Washington, D.C. I cannot think of one that they do not own. Maybe, possibly, Massey. Huh? Look at what happened to him. He lost in Kentucky. It was Kentucky, right? So, folks, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Keep subscribing. Hit that like button, okay? Help me build my channel of quality subscribers like I have already here, okay? Folks, You all ask, I'm getting a lot of questions from people in the comments asking me what was my scariest time in the life. Tomorrow, I'm going to tell you what it was. It was not none of the people in the life. It was not the gangsters. You're going to be shocked of how I almost became unalive right here at a park in Los Angeles. So subscribe. Make sure you got your notifications on because you don't want to miss this show. So everybody have a great day. God bless you. All my love and respect to you. And remember, be kind to others. Make others happy. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.